Hey guys, this is Page from Beebom.com and this right here is the brand new Poco X2. Yeah, and there's a lot of hype around it because it comes after more than 1.5 years since the Poco F1. So does this phone deserve the hype? Well, let's check out the Poco X2 and find out. Well, let me just start off by telling you that the Poco X2 is not a flagship or flagship killer like the Poco F1. It's a mid-range. But hey, it's a new Poco, so what exactly is new? So first off, on the design front, right off the bat, yes, all the guesses were true, sadly so, and this is indeed the Redmi K30 rebranded. It's the exact same phone with the exact same design and the same specs, but instead of Redmi, it just says Poco in the back, and in fact, it even says designed by Poco. I mean, seriously? Really? The Poco F1 might not have had a brilliant design, but at least it was unique. Well, to be honest, so far I'm not really impressed with the Poco X2's design. I mean, this is a Gorilla Glass 5 back, but it does not feel like glass. I mean, this should be glass obviously, but yeah, it's not as premium as I'd like. Plus, I'm not a big fan of the Mate 30 Pro like camera design, and I think it looks pretty weird. And the fact that this is a fairly big bulky smartphone weighing 208 grams. Look, it's not something absurdly, and you can obviously use it, but it does feel a little thick and hefty in the hands. I will be using the phone as my daily driver in the next few days, so I will have to see if I can live with this. Moving on to the front, which is one of the big highlights of the Poco X2, this new 120Hz display. This is a 6.67-inch IPS LCD display with HDR10, the dual punch hole, and most interestingly, a high refresh rate of 120Hz. Now, personally, I would have liked AMOLED since the Realme X2 brings it, and if a poll is anything to go by, a lot of people think the same. So we will be doing a detailed comparison between 60Hz AMOLED versus 120Hz IPS LCD, comparing the quality, battery efficiency and more in our full review, so stay tuned. Anyway, coming back to the Poco X2's display, it is a smooth 120Hz display on the Poco X2 and everything just feels really smooth and nice, be it the UI, the animations, the different gestures, it's all very smooth. Yes, this should eat up some battery, and for that there is an option to set the display to 60Hz. As for the games, we all know not many games support this high refresh rate, but I did play Altos Odyssey on the phone, which supports 120Hz, to just get a feel of things, and well, the gameplay was super smooth. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I will check out some other 120Hz games to experience this display more. Now, like I said, there's also this dual punch hole, and while it looks modern, this is an IPS LCD, so you can see a little backlight bleeding around the edges. Kind of weird if you notice it. Also, these are little two separate punch holes with a little UI patch in between to make them look seamless. Apart from that, the the Poco X2 has the side-mounted fingerprint scanner, the hybrid dual SIM microSD slot, the usual single speaker, a USB-C port, and the good old headphone jack. Anyway, let's talk under the hood now. Well, like the Redmi K30 4G version, the Poco X2 comes with the Snapdragon 730G chipset with up to 8GB RAM and 256GB of UFS 2.1 storage. Now, these are not out of the world extraordinary specs, but that's probably reserved for the Poco F2. But for a mid-range smartphone, these are pretty good specs, so let's check out the benchmarks. Well, the benchmark scores are pretty good. The phone easily beats the Redmi Note 8 Pro, and it is similar to what you get with the Realme X2, which has the same chipset on board. Anyway, when it comes to actual day-to-day usage, the Poco X2 has been fast and snappy in my usage so far. I will be using this as my daily driver, like I said, so I'll have a better idea soon. When it comes to gaming, PUBG Mobile runs at high graphics settings on the phone and the experience is quite good. I mean, 730G is a capable chipset, we all know, so not a surprise. When it comes to the software, the Poco X2 comes with MIUI 11 on top of Android 10, so it is the latest software on board. And well, it's not MIUI for Poco or anything different, but you do get the Poco launcher with the app drawer, third-party icon pack support, different customizations, so that's nice. Anyway, MIUI 11 here has the usual set of apps installed, and I was okay with it, but I also noticed this games folder which has these games pre-installed. I mean, you can uninstall these games, but yeah, it's not something I like to see on a brand new phone. Next up, the cameras. The Poco X2 packs in a quad camera setup featuring a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, a 2 megapixel macro lens, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Now, what's interesting here is that the 64 megapixel camera is the new Sony IMX686 64 megapixel sensor. So it'll be interesting to see how it fares against the other 64 megapixel sensors of, say, the Note 8 Pro or Realme X2. Anyway, take a look at some photos I have taken from the X2, and in good light, things look particularly impressive. Photos have punchy colors, are pretty sharp, and there's good detail. Yeah, these photos look pretty nice. In low light, photos are bright as the 64 megapixel sensor captures a lot of light, but I did notice a little bit of an issue with lights, so yeah, I will take some more low light shots to see if it's actually an issue. I also took some ultra wide shots, and some ultra wide angle shots do have muted colors, but I like the fact that these shots have a lot of detail and are pretty sharp, so yes, it seems positive. Other than that, the Poco X2 has the macro lens which has autofocus, unlike a lot of phones with macro lenses, and so far it seems pretty good. There's also the portrait mode which seems decent with the face having good details, but the edge detection does seem a little off in some shots, so yeah, I'll be testing things out more. On the video front, there's no 4K at 60 FPS support or OIS, although it is too much to ask for in this price range. Anyway, here's a 4K 30 FPS video from the phone which seems pretty good, considering I took this in the evening when the light was going down. Lastly, on the camera front are the selfies. There's dual cameras here, a 20 megapixel main camera and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Well, the selfies from the Poco X2 look decent, although focusing seems to be an issue. And thanks to the depth sensor, the portrait mode selfies are fairly good too, but yeah, I've only taken like 5 to 6 selfies from the phone. Overall, the Poco X2's cameras seem pretty capable, but like I said time and again, it's too early to judge, and I want to compare these cameras against the Realme X2's cameras. So yeah, I will reserve my verdict for a full review. Next up is the battery. The Poco X2 packs in a big 4500 mAh battery. So yeah, this is the reason it's kind of a hefty phone. Anyway, on the charging front, it's great to see Xiaomi or Poco bundling the 27 watt fast charger in the box. This charger should be pretty fast, and it will be interesting to see how fast it charges this big battery. But that was a good look at the brand new Poco X2, and while this is a decent new smartphone, I don't think it's anything extraordinary, and honestly I am a little underwhelmed. Maybe it's because I've been waiting for the next Poco since a long time, or maybe it's because this is just the Redmi K30 rebranded. I don't know, the Poco X2 just seems a little less exciting and not as killer as I was hoping it to be. I mean, they could have just launched it as the Redmi K30, but they probably wanted the Poco branding to get more hype. So yes, I don't think the Poco X2 deserves all the hype that it's been getting. Having said that, this should be a good smartphone for the price, which I'm guessing will be in the Realme X2 territory at around 16 to 17K. And that price, the Poco X2 brings a smooth 120Hz display, a capable chipset, cameras that seem really good so far, a big battery with 27 watt fast charging. However, it's not all positive, and I have my doubts around the phone, and it'll probably compete with the Realme X2, which has a sleeker design and an AMOLED display. So yeah, if you're wondering if you should buy this, well, I'd suggest you to wait for a full review, which is coming soon. Well, it's time now to talk about our sponsors for this video, Blaupunkt, which is one of the leading brands when it comes to truly wireless earbuds. The company has recently launched the BTW Pro earbuds, which come with great sound and thumping bass, dual microphones for noise cancellation in calls, and support for aptX for high quality sound. Plus, these truly wireless earphones are IPX7 rated, so you can use them during your workouts and not worry if they get close to water. The BTW Pro sticks have individual battery of 70 mAh, and the charging case has one of the highest rated batteries in the industry, which is 740 mAh. Thus, BTW Pro comes with a massive 36-hour battery life, so you can go for days without charging them. The earphones are priced at ₹6,999, and after the AirPods, these might just be the ones to buy, so check them out from the link in the description. So those are my thoughts on the Poco X2, and our review is coming soon, so if you have any questions, just ask away in the comments, and also tell us how did you like the Poco X2. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to share it with your friends who have been waiting since a long time for the next Poco. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.